Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in on a little bit of everything with me, your host, Angelica. Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in again on another episode of A Little Bit of Everything with me. Today, my guest is a longtime friend who is a financial consultant and coach. She is sharing tips and tricks about saving money for Christmas. I'm so excited to have her on the show because it is that time of year that we are scrambling to find gifts for everybody on our Christmas list. I'm so happy to have her. Welcome, Bossmom Finance, to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Angelica. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Well, thank you, because this is so exciting. And fun fact to all my listeners out there, Bossmom Finance and I met at an architectural firm back in the day, and
Oh
I
my
was a
goodness.
co-op student. And she was the receptionist / everyone's pretty much assistant and many more. She wore probably a million hats. And since she loves me so much that she bugs me all the time.
I do. Yeah, absolutely. Funny enough, when I got hired at that architectural firm, I had an architectural degree. I had everything, but
Mhm.
I found that because I was a female in the industry back then, it was very difficult to get employment, and they would hire people that had less experience than me, and I had more experience in the field. I was doing on-site work at one point, and in order to get my foot in the door, I chose to take an administrative position doing contracts at that firm, and with the hopes of working my way into the back room, and it never happened. And then I ended up having my kids, and I needed something a little bit more that catered to their needs, right? Because I loved being
Mhm.
a mom, and I loved spending time with them. And being in the architectural field, it's 7 in the morning till 7 o'clock at night, and I really wasn't able to do that. So that's when I chose to change industries, and get into finance. And it's been great. I've been doing this since about 2009. And I'm a single mom. I cater around all of my kids' needs, so I'm able to have that flexibility. So I love it. And I love talking to my clients, right? Because finances, sorry, could be a very intimidating topic. And I just have the ability to humanize it for them. So then it's not so intimidating. And you can really have a lot of fun with finances. And a lot of people don't see it that way, right? They just look at it as this big mountain, and I need to save X amount of dollars, and they get stressed out. And some families even get divorces because of finances, right? So actually, financing is one of the leading cause of divorces. It's one of the highest rates that's in there, right? So I even save marriages, right? So it's just being able to humanize it for people and talk about it. So I know we're going to be talking about Christmas. Christmas is definitely coming up, and a lot of
Mhm.
parents, I know, right? They're starting to kind of put it in their minds. What do we need to do? What do we need to save for Christmas? What are we going to spend X amount of dollars, right? So when I first got separated, I was extremely budget conscious. Like, I was checking my pennies, and they had pennies at that point still.
Mhm.
Now we
Yeah.
don't have pennies, right? So I was even counting my pennies. It was super, super tight, right? Because I was the only income provider providing for two kids. So I get it, how it could be a struggle just saving your loonies and toonies, right? So
Mhm.
I'm just going to give a few tips on things that I did, right? Um, in the beginning, and obviously your finances, so your budget changes as you go along, because you start saving more money or potentially making more money, right? So
Yeah.
we don't want people to stress, because in October, November, that's when people start saving for the holidays. So a lot of people ask me, Nadia, how much do you actually save for your kids? How much do you spend on your kids for the holiday season? Listen, I spend maybe about $150 per child, and that's including my personal gift plus our Santa Claus gift, right?
You have to add in the Santa Claus gift. Come
We
on.
do. We have to add
Yep.
in the Santa Claus, okay? So we're looking at all angles over here. We're tackling everything. I've seen on social media groups, on mom groups and stuff like that, that some moms spend about $500 per child just for the personal gift.
Wow. What are they
It is
buying?
crazy. It is crazy what's out there. Okay. And I'm looking at those numbers. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like that is insane. I would not do that to my children. Okay.
No,
My kids
$500 is
are
a
not
lot.
having that. I'm not willing to put $500 per child on a credit card just to purchase them whatever gift they want. Right. That doesn't work for me. Some family it does. Maybe they have that $500 per child to be able to spend, right? So every situation is different. Me in particular, I'm not in a position to do that. I don't encourage families to do that, because in my opinion, that's a lot of money and you could be saving that money, right? You could
For
be doing different,
sure.
like my kids, they enjoy family time. They enjoy outings. They enjoy events. I would rather spend $150 to $200 and spend the rest on outing events, because those are the things that they're going to remember,
For
right?
sure.
So like that's how much I spent on my child, and that's combined with both my personal gift and my Santa Claus gift.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of families are even thinking about teachers' gifts. Like they get stressed out about teachers' gifts. How much do you spend on teachers? What should I be getting, right? So I normally spend about $5 to $10 per teacher. Now, mind you, I have two kids, and my two kids also have assistant teachers in the class, right? So I buy for all of them as well.
That's
I
not
don't
bad.
spend, yeah, so I don't spend $40 to $50 a gift.
That's pretty good.
that, that is crazy. I spend maybe $5 to $10 per gift. And then what I do for the teacher's gifts is I normally go to local either local stores or people that I know that sell things locally. For example, you can go to Scentsy, you can go to Party Light. Like I have consultants all in my area. There are people that sell like tights and stuff like that, decorative tights. So I spend with local vendors, because I know that they're shopping for Christmas too, and they're local vendors. So they're working from home to provide for their families. So I want to be able to put money in their pockets versus going to the mall and shopping at a Winners and putting the money in Winners pockets, right? So I want to try
Wow.
to, yeah, I want to try to be able to put in the community as well, right? So for teachers' gifts and stuff like that, I normally go to a lot of local families that I know that are selling things. So if you don't know anybody, I mean, you can even go into groups, right? So there's a lot of mom groups or whatever it is. I'm in particularly mom groups because I have my two kids, right? But you can pretty much go into any group, and like generally they have like every Monday we're going to do a vendor's post or business post, and on that day everybody's allowed to post whatever they want about their business. So you can keep an eye out and see what's in your area, and then shop within the community,
Mm-hmm.
right? So then you're putting money back into the community. So uh main things that you want to go for before even thinking about Christmas is knowing what you want to spend. So set your budget. So generally when I sit down with clients, I have an analysis that I pretty much look at what goes in, what goes out, what it's going to take to plan for whatever they need, whether it be retirement, whether it be Christmas, whether it be the kids' education, anything that you need to plan for. You need to have a budget. You need to know what you're working with. If your budget is too high and your income is too low, well, guess what? I guess you're either getting another job or you're bringing down your budget,
Yeah.
right? It's as easy as that. We just need to really learn to take responsibility for our budget. And a lot of people are not able to do that. And that's why they rely on their credit cards. And
Mm-hmm.
then after Christmas, they have to worry about paying off their credit card by a specific time period.
Yep.
And if they can't do that, well, guess what? Now you're paying interest on that. So that $50 or that $500 item that you purchased now becomes 550, now becomes 600. And then eventually it gets that you spent double the amount just to put it on the credit card. So
Mm-hmm.
why rely on a credit card when you could save the money yourself, pay cash? Cash is king, right? So you can pay cash for your items, and now you don't have to worry about it after Christmas. You can wipe your hands clean and say, I am debt free. We did this. We got this, right?
No, for
So
sure.
plan your budget. A lot of people, they save in their banks, right? In the regular savings accounts. And
Mm-hmm.
then you have to worry about um, bank charges, right? So those monthly bank fees,
Yeah.
everybody sees them and they cringe when they see them, right? But there
Mm-hmm.
are a lot of banks that don't have those bank fees. For example, PC Financial, Tangerine, Simply. They don't have a bank that you can physically go into, but they have affiliates. For example, you can walk into a Scotia Bank and you can use a Tangerine, right? So
Yeah.
it works. You can go to your local banks in order to work with those accounts, and it saves you that $10 to $15 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So I use my budgeting in those accounts for Christmas and stuff like that. It's more of an emergency thing. I know that I'm not going to be spending it. It's not like the card is on me all the time that I'm swipe, 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 and I don't see it all the time. So it's kind of like a back burner account. Number two is make a list of people that you want to buy for. Okay. It's just like grocery shopping. When I go into the grocery store, I don't go free for all. I make sure that I have a list and I know exactly what I need to purchase so that I'm not buying anything outside of that. Right. And never take your kids with you when you have to go Christmas shopping. Never ever do that. If you can find
Never.
a babysitter, yeah, try and find a babysitter before you do that. If I go in with my kids and let's say I wanted to spend $20 to $40, I'm spending $80 to $90 because they want this and they want that, and mom, this is the latest fab in the store and everybody has it, so we need it. And I tell them, well, put it on your list and maybe Santa can give it to you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? Because there's a rule. You never purchase for yourself before Christmas, because
Mm-hmm.
otherwise somebody could have bought you that gift, and or you can tell somebody to purchase you that gift and now you're saving yourself some money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So never purchase yourself a gift before Christmas, and do not take your kids with you to the mall.
Yeah.
So making a gift list is very important. Know what you're gonna buy for people. Know what you're gonna purchase, right? Because you could walk into a mall and say, well, I want to buy this, that's $150, but your budget doesn't allow for it. So if you're budgeting with each person, what do you want to buy for them? Maybe write down their name on a list and say, well, I want to buy them a picture frame, or I want to go buy them a bottle of wine, or whatever it is. So you know exactly where you're going and how much you're spending. And you can also research the prices, right? So you can
Mm-hmm.
say, well, if I want to buy the bottle of wine, am I going to buy it at the LCBO, or can I go to our local Zayres? Because now for Tino's and Zayres and stuff like that, they're selling wine and beer as well, right? So am I going to go to these locations? Which one is going to be cheaper? So you can actually research the prices beforehand and look for your red tag events,
That's true. And there's
right? So
so many apps out there now that you can search up the flyer, and there's like that. For us in Canada, for those listening, I know it's an international podcast. We have Flip, which has every single company's flyer there, and then that's where you can kind of get ahead, which, like you said, step one, set up a budget, and you can really see those prices ahead of time.
exactly. Like for me, before, I used to laugh at people who used to price tag, and like my mother was notorious for it, and I used to laugh at
Mm-hmm.
her, and I'm like, Mom, you're crazy. I could never price match. I can't sit there
Yeah.
at the cashier and well, this is cheaper here, so you need to price match me, right? but you can save a lot of money doing
Yes,
that.
you
I
can.
started doing that, and I got that tip from my mom.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we blow our parents off because it's like, oh, they're crazy, but
Mm-hmm.
they did it, and they saved during war times. So and our grandparents did the same thing, right? So they were onto something. And I think that a lot of the younger generations, they really shouldn't blow our parents off, and they should listen to them and actually see how they did things, because they did it during hard times when they had nothing, and
Yep.
inflation wasn't back then. It was maybe their 25 cents was our dollar, right?
Yeah.
So our dollar that we have today. So money was different back then, and they had to figure it out. They had no choice. They had their family to provide for, right? So take some tips from them. And my mom, yeah, she's using Flip as well now, and my mom's using the phone, and it's like, wow, right? Who knew? So definitely research your prices, and when they're on sale, go get them when they're on sale versus paying regular price for it, right? Because you could be saving $5, $10, even $20 depending on what you wanted to get, right?
Mm-hmm.
So another thing is tracking your spending. So when you are spending your money and you're purchasing things on sale, write it down. So I tell a lot of my clients, it's not necessarily budgeting for Christmas. We're budgeting for their everyday life, right? They don't know where their money's going, and they make $3,000, $4,000 a month, and they still don't have enough to save. And they just say, Nadia, I don't know where all my money is going. And so I tell them, okay, well, I don't live with you every single day. I'm not in your pocket, right? I'm in a text message, I'm in an Instagram message, whatever it is, and I can help you. But you need to do a lot of the legwork and take responsibility for where you're spending your money. So I tell them, every time you swipe, write it down. Just open your phone, right? We're texting all the time. So why not just open your phone and text it in the notes section how much you spent? If it's a Tim Hortons, write down, I spent $2 on Tim Hortons, right? So make a
Mm-hmm.
list. And at the end of the week, you can look at it and say, well, did I really need to buy $5 a day on coffees? Could I have made it myself?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's doing different things to save the money. And did I really need to eat out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Writing all those things down. So then you're really present to where you're using your debit card.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't write it down, how are you supposed to know? Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
But if it's in your face and you're seeing it all the time, now you know where you're spending your money, and you can make choices. You can make those different changes to be able to budget it. Okay. Choosing yourself and time over money is another thing. Okay. For Christmas, a lot of people, they like to go to those big extravagant parties, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and visiting every single house, right? So visiting every single house, and you have to bring wine and desserts and gifts for the entire family.
Yeah.
And it's a big event. And we used to do that when we were smaller, but we grew out of that, right? And now what I do is I'll get a bunch of friends together, and I'll have them at my place, or we'll go to another friend's place, and we're just doing wine and desserts, and everybody chips in for something. And we don't have to worry about going to a restaurant and spending another $40-$50 on tips, right?
Yeah, no, it's true.
Right? So we do a lot of potlucks together, and everybody has a fantastic time. So that's more in group events. But let's say now there's friends that you haven't gotten a hold of, and you want to get a hold of them for Christmas, and you don't want to necessarily spend a large amount of dollars. Why not just phone them up and say, let's go for a Christmas coffee? No spending money, no gifts. We're just going to get together and spend time with each other and just talk over coffee. And people appreciate that versus the dust collector.
Mm-hmm. That's
right?
true.
It's going to go in your counter. It's going to go in your drawer, and it's going to collect dust. I prefer stuff like that, right? I prefer more, let's go out, let's go have coffee. My kids are driving me crazy anyways, right? I'm always on the go with them. So I prefer, let's send them to a babysitter. Let's go out for an hour or two, have a coffee. And that's your holiday gift. I'd even say I'd buy, and what are you going to spend? Maybe $5 on a Starbucks coffee?
Yeah.
Right? So it's choosing time over money.
Mm-hmm.
People value your time versus the dust collector,
That's so true.
right? Be a sentimental spender. That's a really good one. A lot of people go to the mall and they just purchase a gift to purchase a gift, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I look at it as I'm not just going to purchase a gift just to whatever and give something to somebody. If I'm going to purchase a gift, I'm going to make sure that it's for them. So for example, parents, instead of going out and buying all those, you know what I mean, unnecessary things, I can never figure out what my parents want anyways. It's so hard to buy for them. But my
Yeah.
parents are very sentimental. So something so simple like a picture frame with grandkids in it, they love that kind of stuff,
Yep.
right? If their mittens broke or anything, if you notice stuff like that, instead of purchasing something they don't need, buy them mittens and a scarf. And you can go to your local Walmart, or you can even go to the mall for that, or the Bay, and you can spend $10, $15, and you can purchase stuff like that. It's more sentimental for them because they know that they need it,
Exactly.
right? Last year my mother's washer and dryer broke down, right? And I'm not about to go and buy a whole brand new washer and dryer for Christmas for my parents, right? But what we did was all of my sisters got together and we each chipped in money and we bought my mother something sentimental that she needed. It was something that she needed.
That's amazing.
It's so simple. It's just people aren't very creative when it comes to spending, and they purchase gifts just to purchase gifts,
Yeah.
right? Shop early. Don't wait till last minute. You're most likely going to pay top dollar if you're not shopping early because you're buying on December 23rd. Don't do that. Note to self. Okay. If you shop early, that's when you can get the tagged events, right? You can shop around for the red tag events. You can see what's on sale. You can go into different stores and you can say, okay, you know what? I think my mom would like that. I think my dad would like that. I think my sister would like this. And you're able to budget more. Spend money on fewer gifts. When I was younger, we used to get big bags or big boxes with a whole bunch of gifts inside of them. And a lot of that stuff would break or it'd get thrown out in the garbage, right? Because we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
One gift per person. It's the thought that counts,
Yep.
right? It's quality over quantity. So buy something good versus buying many things. For example, kids, instead of buying a whole bunch of toys, which parents hate anyways, right? Because it goes in the garbage, it breaks. Buy one box of Lego versus like 4 boxes of Legos, and then they're stacked on top and you wrap it together as one giant gift, right? Kids just want the gift. They
Exactly.
just want the toy. They don't care what toy it is. They just want the toy. They want to be able to unwrap on Christmas morning or Christmas Eve, whenever you guys are unwrapping your presents. So spend money on fewer gifts. It's quality over quantity,
Mm-hmm.
right? Order online. I'm not so much of an online shopper. Okay, I still can't figure it out. I'm trying. I'm really trying to learn. My boyfriend is trying to teach me as well, right? This whole Amazon thing, I'm starting to get the hang of it. But if you order online, order early. You save on fees. Sometimes a lot of companies, what they'll have is the extra shipping fees to get it there early, to get it there in 4 days or 5 days, depending on where it's coming from. So they'll tack on that extra fee. But if you order early, now you can do the less shipping and handling. You can order a bunch of things all together. So you're paying less on shipping and handling versus purchasing one thing this week and maybe one thing in another 2 weeks. And now you're paying shipping and handling for all of those items that you purchased. And that's another $5 to $10, possibly 15 to 20 if it's a rush order. So
Mm-hmm.
why spend that money? Why give that money to somebody else when you work hard for your money? You show up to work every single day and you work hard for your money and you provide for your family. So why would you give it out unnecessarily to other people?
Yep.
I really believe in investing in yourself. Creditors are going to be creditors. They're always going to be contacting you. You're always going to have debt. Their job is to keep you in debt. And debt is good and bad, right? Your credit cards are good and bad because you have to rebuild your credit. You have to build your credit. You have to have a report. But in this, at the same time, keeping yourself in debt, now you're paying interest. So debts, your credit cards can be healthy or unhealthy. So you have to really learn how to use them and utilize them for yourself, right? So learning how to pay yourself is essential because creditors are going to be creditors and you have to pay your bills. You have to pay the creditors. But if there was a car accident, knock on wood, or if you needed to spend time at a hospital because one of your family members were sick and you didn't have a savings account, where are you going to find that money?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to rely on a credit card. And now just to do that hospital visit, you're going to pay for your credit card plus the interest on top of that. Why rely on a credit card when if you had cash in the bank, you didn't have to worry about that? So I'm very big on having at least at the minimum $3,000. So let's say 1 to 2 months emergency, that if you lost your job, if anything happened, you have that in your savings account, cash, that you do not have to worry. So anywhere between $3,000 to $4,000 in a savings account for you to use for emergency purposes. Selling your stuff. Okay, there's a lot of groups out there. Facebook does it. Kijiji does it, right? If you have stuff that you don't use, sell it. Why do you need it?
That's true.
It could be your trash, but somebody else's gift.
Yep.
My kids get so many things, right? We had so many toys. I sold them. What am I going to do for them? And like, it wasn't for a lot. It was maybe for $20. You know what I mean? These big things for $10, $20, whatever it is. But if I don't need them and my kids aren't using them, why am I going to keep them in the house as dust collectors, right?
Yep.
So I would sell them, and some people would purchase them and give them to their kids, or they'd even re-gift them if they were brand new stuff. And they'd now just purchase something online on a Facebook group for cheap to give to a family member, right? So they're being budget conscious as well. So sell your stuff. Don't be a hoarder.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you know what? I actually, when I was selling my fitness equipment, because I was moving out of my parents' house, I actually had this trampoline, adult trampoline, a small one for workouts. And I used to use that for my clients because it was a great warm up to boost up your cardiovascular. And I said, you know what? I'm going to sell this thing, even though I bought it for almost $100. I'm going to sell it for $20 or $25. I didn't remember how much I had listed the ad, but this one woman said, she's like, can you bring the price down for me? And I said, well, what's your best offer? She's like, well, it's because I want to give it to my kids, and my kids will definitely love this trampoline for Christmas. So you know what I said? I said, you know what? Just give it to me for $10. Meet me somewhere nearby. This is where I work, and we'll meet halfway for you, and I'll give it to you for $10. Forget
That's
like what you see it. And it felt good for me because, you know, she said, you need it for my kids. They loved it. They're going to love it so much. And it's one of my son's Christmas gifts. And I was just like, yeah, no worries. And when I met up with her, she's like, oh my God, thank you so much. I've been trying to find a trampoline, but they're so expensive. And I said, this is an industrial grade. Your son can literally have this until he's literally 40.
Yeah.
But, you know, here, just take it for $10, get it off my hands. And you know what? Here. And I had so many offers, like $30, $20. And I said, you know what, let me just save this particular one for this single mom with 2 kids, because they will appreciate it more than anybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. And how did that make you feel to do that?
Really good, because seeing her reaction because, you know, when you meet these people, when you're selling stuff, you meet up obviously in a place, either a coffee shop or whatever store, and seeing her face as she saw me pull out this trampoline, she was just like, oh my gosh, she felt like so relief. And she's like, I took the bus here and made sure that I had to get here on time for you. And I said, no problem. Like, I'm pretty flexible. If you were half an hour late, that's no problem, right?
Yeah.
And she was just like, oh my God, but thank you so much. She's like, wow, it's so big. I didn't expect it to be this big. And I said, yeah, no, it's perfect. Like, you can even work out on it if you like. But her reaction and her gratitude. She's like, here's the $10. And I said, thank you. I hope they enjoy. She's like, oh, they're going to love it. And, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, she was so appreciative. Like, you can tell those people that they wanted it. They wanted it because this will make a difference in their child's life. So I really felt that energy off of her, and I felt really good about myself for doing that and kind of just telling everybody else, oh, it's been sold. Sorry, too late, right?
Yeah. And you know what? Christmas gifts are the same thing. So this is what exactly my point, right? You don't necessarily need, it's not about the money. Mm-hmm. It's not about purchasing large gifts for people. It could be something so small, like going out for coffee, that makes another person smile.
It's true.
And enjoying their time with them, right? People value that versus the dust collector.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And gratitude. And I'm really big on the law of attraction. And what you put out there will come back to you, right? Karma, as some people like to call it, good and bad karma, right? So it's not about the money. You're putting good out there. You're doing something fantastic for another family. And in return, the universe will do fantastic things to you. It's a give to give program without expectations. You didn't expect her, if you show up, you need to pay $30, $25, whatever that dollar amount was, right? You don't need to pay that. You just gave because you knew that it would make somebody else happy.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it done, and I've heard about it as well from other McDonald's, but why not go into McDonald's and start a pay it forward?
Yeah.
Imagine if you started that.
Mm-hmm.
You pay for you pay for yours, and you pay for the person behind you. Yeah. And the person, like, that's how you start it, right? You have to pay for yours and the person behind you, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And they'll pay for the person behind them, and so forth and so forth. And that person will go through the day thinking, wow, like, I just paid for somebody's lunch. How amazing does that make me feel? And they'll pay it forward to somebody else.
Yeah.
Imagine if the world did that, what it would be like.
Oh my gosh.
Great. We'd have so many grateful people.
Yep.
Happier people versus, I need to go get my coffee in the morning, and I'm not good until I get my coffee in the morning, and they're grumbling. And listen, when my kids keep me up all night, I am like that too. I walk into that McDonald's, my girl, she smiles at me and she gives me this wide smile, and she says, they kept you up all night, didn't they? And I'm like, yep, we're good. We got my coffee, right? But I go in with a smile on my face, but I would still do a pay it forward. And if I saw somebody getting a coffee, I've bought coffees for police officers before. I've walked into McDonald's and I'd said, you know what? I'm grateful for your service. Have a coffee on me. If you see a firefighter, do the exact same thing. I'm grateful for your service. Here's a coffee on me. Or if you don't want to specifically buy them coffee, go in and get them a Tim's card or a McDonald's card, and walk up to the fire truck and say, hey guys, you know what? Grateful for your service. Here's a coffee. Here's coffees on me. Here's a gift card. How amazing would that make you feel and them feel at the same time, right?
No, for sure. And especially, November, Veterans Month, it's definitely, that's the great time to do it, because a lot of these veterans, they're not being rewarded as they should be. So anybody like out there right now, no matter what country you are, you obviously have veterans who fought for your country, and definitely being able to recognize them and give them, like you said, like a little small coffee card, or, hey, I'll buy you, even a lunch if you want, just to reward them, because they've done so much for us. Absolutely. Behind the scenes.
I mean, what's $5, right? $5 to show gratitude. What you put out there, the universe will give back to you, right? Same thing with homeless people. Okay, this is a big one on my list. My kids know, and they do the same thing with me. So I don't necessarily give change to homeless people. Okay, I am not big on that. They could use that change or that money for purposes that I don't necessarily agree on. Yeah. Right. But what I do is I'll walk into a Tim Hortons and I'll buy them a coffee and a muffin.
Yeah.
Right. And I'll acknowledge that, hey, maybe they may be hungry and I want to help the community. So instead of giving them change, whatever's in my car, I'll actually go in and I'll purchase them a small meal, nothing crazy, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it's give to give. It's not about, oh, I can't spend money on homeless people and blah blah blah. Because what if you were in that position?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want somebody to help you
Yeah.
if you were hungry? I've been in the position when I first got separated that I was starving. And I
Mm-hmm.
had to make sure that I gave my kids food because that's what moms do. My kids eat before I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I made sure that they ate and I starved. So I know exactly what it's like to not have food.
Yeah.
And a lot of single moms, they go through this silently. And nobody knows the struggle that they go through because it's embarrassing. It really is. I was able to get myself out of that position, right? Because I knew I knew how to play the money game. That
Yeah.
was it. I knew how to play the money game. And because I knew how to play the money game and I was very budget conscious, I was able to get myself out of that position. But not a lot of moms or dads, right? We're not being sexist here. Not a lot of moms or dads, they know how to do that.
Yeah.
And they need to learn how to take their power back with their finances
Mm-hmm.
and gain that control. Okay, so let's get back to the Christmas, right? We get a little bit off track over here. But this is good, right? This is
It is
exactly
good.
what these podcasts are for, right? It's learning and it's humanizing finances because, like I said before, a lot of people don't like talking about their finances. It's
Exactly.
such an intimidating topic, but we need to.
Mm-hmm.
We need to. That's where our learning experiences come from. It's in communication. It's through communication. So get thrifty with your stocking stuffers. Okay. I know people that they'll put jewelry in stocking stuffers and they'll put a whole bunch of knickknacks and stuff like that. I have kids, so my stocking stuffers are stuff that they're going to utilize, stuff that they're going to use. I'll put pencils, I'll put erasers, I'll put coloring. Like I'll go to the dollar store, I'll go to a Dollarama, like your local Dollar Tree, and I'll get a bunch of crayons and they have like the paint books and stuff like that. Those are all my stocking stuffers. Stuff that is educational, stuff that's cognitive, that they're going to use, and they're not just going to stick in their room and it's going to collect dust. Okay, so be thrifty with your stocking stuffers. Make presents. Go out and buy your picture frame, go to Walmart, print off your picture, put them together and wrap it. Right? There's Pinterest. I still don't know how to say it, but you can go under Pinterest. I'm still figuring it out. And research how to make Christmas stuff, crafty Christmas ideas, right? A lot of people go under Pinterest for food, right? What to make for dinner, vegan plates. They look for stuff like that, but why not do it for Christmas presents? Halloween costumes are the same thing, right? Instead of going to your local Halloween store to purchase Halloween, spend $40 on Halloween outfits, make it. My daughter, she was into Descendants, right? And so instead of, we could not find her a Mal costume for the life of us, okay? I couldn't find it anywhere. So I improvised and I made her a Mal costume with a leather jacket. I got tights, I ripped them up, right? We went out and I went to the dollar store and I purchased her a purple wig. I spent maybe, let's say, $10 to $15 altogether on this Mal costume from Descendants that should have cost me about 50 to 60. And she was ecstatic because she was able to be Mal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the little things sometimes you don't like. If you're a creative person, you can figure out the things, you can make it. But if you're not, there's Pinterest. Like this year, my daughter wants to be an M&M. Like her and her best friend, they're red and blue M&Ms, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I found a cheap blue tutu. We found blue and white socks because she's going to be blue. We bought the straps, right? So all in all in that, I spent maybe, I don't know, let's say $15 on a Halloween outfit. And then I went to a local vendor, right, who does pictures on t-shirts. And I said, can you get me a blue t-shirt with an M on it? And she's like, yeah. And I spent $5 on it.
Oh.
Right? So all in all, I spent maybe, let's say, $15, and I gave money to a local vendor on my daughter's Halloween outfit. So it's getting creative with what you need to purchase. So then you're not purchasing as much for what you need. Consider even donating to charity instead of purchasing big Christmas gifts. So what another idea is, if you have a big family, invite everybody over to your house. Everybody does potluck, right? We did it when we were younger too. Everybody goes on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day to another family's house, right?
Yeah.
That's just a family thing that you do. But instead of purchasing big gifts for everybody, why not say, okay, you know what? We're still going to get gifts for the kids. Maybe spend $10 max per child. And if you have the money to give, why not give it to a local charity?
Mm-hmm.
So for example, you can say, well, we'll spend $10 for the kids, and the other $40 that we used to spend on the kids, we'll take that $40 and everybody in the house will now put it towards a local charity.
Mm-hmm.
So you're still giving to the kids, right? That's the whole point. You're still giving to the kids because they don't understand, well, my money is going to charity. They're kids. They don't get that yet, but it makes you feel amazing that you're now contributing to a local charity.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's a lot of women's shelters that you can do. I know a lot of moms, they're getting together and they're filling up purses with hygiene products. So now you can do something like that too. So it's a thought that counts. Personalized presents. And this is where I was talking about, well, instead of buying your parents something that they don't need, buy them something that's a little bit more personalized that you know that they'll need and they'll enjoy. Like pictures of the kids. Pictures always do great with family members, specifically grandparents, right? They love seeing their kids grow. School pictures are coming out. All the kids are taking their school pictures. It was a little delayed this year, but why not get pictures of your kids, the ones that they take at school, and put them up on your parents' wall? They love seeing that kind of stuff. And every single year for Christmas, you can update the picture. It's not about spending large amount of dollars. Parents enjoy your time more than the gift. They enjoy your presence more than your present. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it does.
So live by your list. If you know that you're going to purchase something specific for somebody, purchase that particular item on sale. I always make my list, even with grocery shopping, and I am brutally like a Nazi to my list. I go in, this is the list that I have. I am scratching it off. I am highlighting it. I am walking out, and I am not spending $1 more unless my kids are with me. And then I have to get something a little bit extra. Otherwise we have crying kids in the store, and that doesn't work. Right? Mm-hmm. How about gift exchanges? So if you have a bunch of friends, instead of buying for each and every single friend, do a Kris Kringle. Right? That it's like everybody's name goes in a hat and everybody purchases a gift. And maybe instead of purchasing, saying, put like a limit on it, right? So let's say $20 limit or $40 limit, or we have something in my boyfriend's house where it's either an ornament or a bottle of wine. So it's an ornament to add to your tree, or you're giving a bottle of wine. And ornaments, I mean, you could spend, I guess, $100 on an ornament, but the idea is you're purchasing a nice ornament, but it's a gift from you that will go on their tree. And now you're personalizing the gift, because every time you walk by that Christmas tree, you're going to know Marianne purchased that specific ornament for me during Christmas. Mm-hmm. And it adds to their Christmas tree. So you're personalizing it, and you're doing a Kris Kringle gift exchange at the same time. So you're saving a lot of money doing that. Don't shop at the mall. I dislike the mall. Okay, I love spending money, but I cannot walk into a mall. If I walk into a mall, I am coming out with bags of stuff. So when you go Christmas shopping, don't go to the mall. Go to your local vendors. Go to your local stores. there's a lot of local stores in your area that sometimes they're on the verge of bankruptcy, right? Because a lot of people will go to the malls instead of purchasing from their store. So why not invest in your local community? Shop around at the stores in your community. Wrap gifts creatively. That's a good one. So I go to the dollar store, I'll go to Walmart, I'll buy little knickknacks, and I'll wrap my gifts together as one gift. For example, my niece just had her baby shower, right? And listen, I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to buy all of these big things and have to wrap it. And I wanted to buy her useful stuff. Okay, I'm big about useful gifts. So I went out and I bought a box of diapers. Mm-hmm. And I went and bought a whole bunch of little knickknacks like toys and teddy bears and ring teethers and bottles, like stuff that is useful when you have babies.
Yeah.
And I made her this big diaper cake. Like, it was huge. And I spent maybe about $100 on this diaper cake versus spending on stuff that she won't need. I knew that every single item in this diaper cake she was going to use. And then I went to the dollar store and I bought, it happened to be a fall theme for her baby shower. So I bought a bunch of fall stuff like leaf vines and like acorns, like stuff from the dollar store. Mm-hmm. And I put it all in this diaper cake. And I didn't even need to wrap it because it was all decorated. So I got creative with the decorating and I gave that to her as a gift. And she was unwrapping it and she said, wow, there's so many diapers. I don't have to go buy diapers. I don't have to go buy this. It was all in the cake. So I could have gone out and I could have had somebody make me a diaper cake, right? And I probably would have spent about $250 on that specific diaper cake that I made. Mm-hmm. But I chose to be creative, personalize it, and do it myself. And she loved it. And I even managed so at the dollar store, I even found wooden letters. So right on the diaper cake, I personalized it with her baby's name on the cake. Mm-hmm. And I put his entire name on the bottom of the cake. So she was almost in tears when she saw it, right? So it was very personalized. It's not about the money you spend on a gift. It's about the effort and the personalization that you're putting into it. And you can do the same thing for Christmas, right? So, I mean, if you think about it, and I mean, to wrap this up, I've been talking for a bit now, right? But to wrap it up, saving money, I mean, let's say you have one child and you know that you need to save for Christmas. If you save $2, that's a cup of coffee a day, $2, in 30 days, you now have $60. Now let's times that by 2 months, because we have about 2 months left for Christmas. That's $160. $160 on a personal gift as well as a Santa Claus gift is more than enough money to find something decent that your kid likes. Now, let's say you have 2 kids. Well, now, obviously, that's $4 a day. That means you're going to need to have $240 for Christmas. Let's say you have to buy for family members. Okay, well, let's save $5 a day right up until Christmas. That means now you're saving $150, right, with $5 a day. That means by Christmas, if you save $5 a day, you're going to have $300 in your savings accounts. Mm-hmm. With just $5 a day. So in the morning, open your bank account, right? Take $5 and put it into your savings account. That is your Christmas money. And you do not touch that. Take responsibility and be really strict with your savings account. Otherwise, you're going to have to rely on that credit card. Yeah. And hope, right? And remember, hope isn't a strategy. Hopefully, you're going to be able to have enough money in January to be able to have your credit card, because most people, statistically speaking, get depressed at the end of January because that's when they get their Christmas credit card statements in the bill or in the mail. So January is the most depressing month because people get their credit card statements from Christmas. How sad is that? So why put yourself in that position when you can just save $2 a day? I mean, how many times a day do you go buy coffee, right? How many times a day do you go, oh my goodness, I need to go through McDonald's drive-through. I need to go to Starbucks because like I'm dying here and I can't stay at work and I'm falling asleep at work and the computer, it's hurting my eyes. So let's go buy a coffee. And that's cool. You need your coffee. Maybe make it.
Yeah.
Then you can save that $2. And now you can save for Christmas. So it's just being a little bit more creative and really being present to what's going out of your account and what's coming into your account. Mm-hmm. And most people, because finances stress them out, they put their finances on the back burner. And that's also why they can't save for retirement, because they put it on the back burner. It stresses me out. They've convinced themselves that it stresses them out. And then they have no choice but to start saving for retirement at the age of 40 years old. And at that point, I mean, it's not that it's too late, but it's a lot harder saving for retirement at 40 years old versus saving when you're 20. At 20 years old, you don't have the responsibility of a family. You don't have the responsibility of a mortgage. When you're 40, you got your kids there, right? You got the mortgage or the rent payment. You have food to put on the table. You have the electrical. You have the cell phone. If they're old enough, you have to pay for their cell phones.
Yeah.
Right? Now try to save for retirement at that age. It's so difficult.
Yeah.
So the younger that you are, you start saving a little bit earlier. It's a little bit easier on you. Mm-hmm. Same thing for Christmas. $2 a day. $4 a day, whatever that amount is, right? Everybody's budget is different. Whatever that amount is, take that amount every single day and budget for it. Don't bankrupt yourself, right? You can't say, well, I'm going to save $20 a day, but $20 a day might not be within your budget.
Yeah.
Right? And then what's going to happen is at the end of the month, you're going to say, oh, well, I don't have enough money to pay my bills. So now you're going to have to go into that Christmas fund to pay for your bills. And then that defeats the entire purpose of creating a Christmas fund.
Yeah.
So do something that's budgetable to your finances.
Wow. This has been amazing. Boss Mom Finance, literally giving us the tips and tricks of saving for Christmas. Wow. This is amazing. Now, where can my listeners find you?
Absolutely. So I am on social media. I can't figure out Pinterest for the life of me, but I am on social media. Okay. I'm on Instagram. I am on Facebook. I am on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. So you can find me as Bossmom Finance on all of those social media platforms. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.
For sure. And all her social media links will be in the show notes for all of you. But Nadia, Boss Mom Finance, oh my gosh, I am so wow. Even your puppy in the background agrees with me with all these amazing tips and tricks. Someone's been listening too. So, no, we love furry animals. But I'm so impressed by this list because these are things I didn't even think about for myself, and I hope whoever's listening out there can really take these tips for their everyday lives even. So thank you so much, Boss Mom Finance. It's amazing what you've come up with, and I hope the listeners, you are enjoying it because I'm wowed out. I'm wowed out. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. Thank you.
And you know what? This is, I'm so speechless because I'm writing all these things down and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know about this. I didn't know about that. But thank you so much again, Boss Mom Finance. Definitely you can find her, like she said, Boss Mom Finance on all social media platforms. I will have those in the show notes for all of you. And I hope you can come back soon and talk more about finance.
Absolutely. I had fun doing this. Thanks so much.
Thank you to all our listeners again. And of course, Boss Mom Finance for joining us. Thank you so much, guys. And that's all we have for now.
Hi, my name is Casey Gonzalez. I'm with Chef Salty Pork.
Hello, everyone. It's the Coupon Queen Pin from the CQP Moments podcast.
Hi, everyone. This is Mark the Shark from the Mark the Shark MMA show. And you're listening to a little bit of
everything with Angelica.
That's it for now, and thanks for listening on A Little Bit of Everything with me.